March 2008, Bear Stearns is collapsing. Over one weekend, the Federal Reserve orchestrates a rescue. JP Morgan buys them for $2 a share. The market exhales. Regulators will save failing banks. Too big to fail means too big to let fail. That expectation gets priced in. Risk premiums fall. Confidence returns. 6 months later, September 2008, Lehman Brothers is collapsing. Everyone expects another rescue. Same situation, same solution. The Fed will step in. The Fed does not step in. Lehman files for bankruptcy. The expectation was wrong, and the result was the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Now fast forward, December 2020. Experts predict the Fed will keep rates at zero until 2024, maybe 2025. Slow and steady. Markets price that in, growth stocks soar, crypto explodes, bonds rally. 15 months later, the Fed launches the most aggressive tightening cycle in 40 years. 11 hikes in 16 months, 0 to 5.5%. The expectation was catastrophically wrong. Bonds had their worst year ever. Crypto crashed 70%. Now fast forward to last year, early 2025. Everyone expects artificial intelligence to deliver immediate transformation. NVIDIA is priced for perfection. AI startups raise billions on pitch decks alone. The Magnificent Seven drive the entire market. The expectation? AI revenue will materialize fast. Enterprise adoption will be seamless. Every company will become an AI company overnight. Reality arrived. Monetization proved harder than expected. Enterprise deals took longer. Chip demand cycled. Companies that traded at 50 times revenue suddenly looked expensive. The technology was real, but the timeline wasn't. Once again, the expectation was wrong, and portfolios concentrated in that expectation paid the price. Same pattern, every time. Expectations formed, markets priced them in, reality arrived, and reality was nothing like what everyone predicted. The pattern is visible, recognizable. It happens over and over. But knowing the pattern doesn't mean you can predict the outcome. Understanding that difference is worth more than any forecast. Your brain is a prediction machine. Before any new information arrives, your brain is already generating expectations about what that information will be. This isn't optional. This isn't conscious. This is how brains work. You're about to open an email from your boss. Before you read it, your brain predicts. Good news or bad news? You're about to check your portfolio. Before you look, your brain predicts. Up or down? You're about to step on a scale. Before you see the number, your brain predicts. Higher or lower than last time? Expectations are your brain's way of preparing for the future, before the future happens. And here's the key insight. The emotion you feel when reality arrives isn't determined by reality alone. It's determined by the gap between reality and what you expected. Same salary, $85,000. Feels like a win if you expected less. Feels like a loss if you expected more. Same stock price. Feels like a crash if you expected it to moon. Feels like a relief if you expected worse. Same medical result, same election outcome, same relationship conversation. The reality is what it is, but how you feel about it depends on the expectation you carried in. This matters because expectations aren't just personal. When millions of people form the same expectation, when the whole market prices in a specific future, the gap between expectation and reality moves trillions of dollars. Why does your brain build expectations automatically? Because uncertainty is deeply uncomfortable, possibly the most uncomfortable state your brain can be in. Your brain hates not knowing what happens next. Uncertainty triggers the same stress circuits as physical threats. Cortisol rises, the amygdala activates. You feel anxious, restless, on edge. Your brain interprets "I don't know what's coming" as danger might be coming, and it wants to resolve that uncertainty as fast as possible, by any means necessary. The fastest way to resolve uncertainty is to predict. The prediction might be wrong, probably is wrong, almost certainly is wrong in the details. But having any prediction feels better than having none. The anxiety drops. The cortisol falls. You feel calmer, more in control, even though nothing actually changed. This is why you refresh your phone constantly before big news drops. This is why you ask people, what do you think will happen? This is why pundits with confident predictions get more attention than analysts who say, I don't know. You're not looking for accuracy. You're looking for relief from uncertainty. Here's the problem. Once your brain forms an expectation, it treats that expectation as a reference point. Reality gets compared to the prediction, not evaluated on its own terms. If reality matches, you feel nothing special. Expected outcome, expected emotion. If reality exceeds expectations, you feel disproportionate joy, even if the outcome is only slightly good. If reality falls short, you feel disproportionate pain, even if the outcome is objectively fine. The expectation becomes the lens through which you see everything, and that lens is often based on nothing more than what you guessed would happen. So when do expectations explain market behavior? Every single time. Markets are prediction engines. They don't photograph what exists today. They price in what people expect will exist tomorrow. This is fundamental. This is how markets work at the deepest level. Here's how the mechanism works. A major announcement is scheduled. Fed meeting, earnings report, election result, central bank decision. The date is known, the content is not. So people start forming expectations. They place bets. They position portfolios. If enough people expect rates to rise, bond prices fall today, before any rate hike happens. If enough people expect earnings to beat, stock prices rise today, before the earnings drop. The expectation moves markets before reality arrives. This is rational. Think about it. If you know rates will rise tomorrow, why wait until tomorrow to sell bonds? You sell today. Avoid the loss. If you know a company will beat earnings, why wait for the report? You buy today. Capture the gain. Markets are constantly trying to price in the future before the future happens. The challenge? Markets are pricing in expectations, not reality. Reality doesn't exist yet. All that exists is the crowd's best guess. When reality finally arrives, the market compares reality to expectation. If they match, smooth adjustment, orderly repricing. The crowd was right. If they contradict, violent repricing, panic, chaos. The gap between expectation and reality creates the volatility, not reality itself. The gap. But expectations don't explain everything. Sometimes the pattern breaks. Sometimes people ignore expectations entirely. January 2021. Bitcoin is exploding. Meme stocks are mooning. Dogecoin is a thing. Every financial advisor, every economist, every rational voice says the same thing. This is a bubble. Be careful. This could crash spectacularly. The expected outcome is clear. Risk, danger, potential massive loss. But retail investors don't act on that expectation. They panic buy. They pile in. They mortgage houses. They max out credit cards. They ignore every warning sign. Why? Because a different expectation took over. Not the expectation of loss, the expectation of missing out. Bitcoin is going to $1 million. I'll be left behind. Everyone else will be rich. FOMO created a new expectation, and that expectation overpowered the rational one. Or consider this, 2022. Everyone expects inflation to be transitory. The Fed says so. Economists say so. The consensus is overwhelming. But a few people look at supply chains, at money printing, at wage growth, and form a different expectation. Inflation will be persistent. The Fed will have to hike aggressively. They were right. The consensus was wrong. Expectations explain how crowds behave, but expectations don't explain which expectation is correct. The crowd expected Bear Stearns' rescue to set a precedent. Wrong. The crowd expected zero rates until 2024. Wrong. The crowd expected inflation to be transitory. Wrong. The crowd expected AI revenue to materialize immediately. Wrong. The pattern of expectations mattering is reliable. The content of expectations being accurate is not. Anyone who tells you, I know what will happen because I understand expectations, doesn't understand expectations. Expectations move markets, but expectations are often wrong. Here's something important. Forming expectations isn't always bad. Sometimes, expectations protect you. You expect your car insurance to cover accidents, so you buy insurance before the accident happens. You expect markets to be volatile, so you diversify before the crash comes. You expect job markets to shift, so you build skills before your industry changes. Expectations let you prepare. Without expectations, you'd be purely reactive, only responding after things happen, never getting ahead of anything. That's a terrible way to live and a terrible way to invest. The key is understanding what you can expect reliably and what you can't. You can reliably expect that markets will be volatile, that surprises will happen, that consensus will sometimes be wrong, that reality will test expectations. You cannot reliably expect the direction of the next move, the timing of the next crash, the outcome of the next Fed meeting, the future price of any asset. Useful expectations are about patterns. Markets will swing, surprises will happen. I should prepare for volatility. Dangerous expectations are about outcomes. The market will crash next month. I should sell everything now. One prepares you for uncertainty. The other pretends you can predict it. This is the distinction that changes everything. Pattern recognition is not the same as prediction. They feel similar, but they're completely different. Pattern recognition says, I observe that crowds form expectations before major events. I observe that markets price in those expectations. I observe that when reality contradicts expectations, violent repricing occurs. This pattern has repeated for decades. That's observation, that's knowledge, that's recognizing a mechanism that genuinely exists. Prediction says, based on this pattern, I know the Fed will hike, I know the market will crash, I know Bitcoin will hit this specific price. That's forecasting, that's claiming to know outcomes before they happen. Here's why prediction fails. The Fed's decision depends on variables you can't know in advance. What will inflation be next month? Unknown. How will board members interpret ambiguous data? Unknown. What global events will shift their thinking? Unknown. Will something unexpected happen overnight? Unknown. You can understand the pattern perfectly and still have zero ability to predict specific outcomes, because outcomes depend on information that doesn't exist yet. This is why smart investors prepare for volatility rather than trying to forecast direction. Prediction requires knowing all the variables. Preparation just requires knowing that extremes will be tested. The pattern is knowable, the outcome is not. So what can you do with this understanding? 3 steps. Step 1. Recognize when expectations are extreme. Is there overwhelming consensus? Is everyone saying the same thing? Is sentiment at euphoric highs or fearful lows? If yes, expectations are priced in. The crowd has positioned for a specific outcome, and extreme expectations always get tested eventually. Step 2. Identify when those expectations will be tested. Is there a scheduled announcement, a Fed meeting, an earnings date, an election? That's when the gap between expectation and reality will be revealed. That's when volatility will spike. Step 3. Prepare for repricing, not prediction. Make sure your portfolio can survive sharp moves in either direction. Don't assume you know which way it goes. Don't concentrate everything on one outcome. Don't bet your future on a forecast. Keep enough liquidity. Manage your downside. Stay solvent through chaos. This isn't about being right. This is about being ready. The person who prepares for volatility survives. The person who predicts direction is gambling. And the house always wins against gamblers eventually. Expectations are real. Your brain absolutely forms them automatically. You cannot stop it. You cannot control it. It happens before you're even aware. Markets absolutely price them in. Billions of dollars moving based on guesses about the future. The gap between expectations and reality absolutely moves trillions of dollars. Every crash, every boom, every surprise. That's how human psychology works. That's how markets work. That's the mechanism. But here's what you need to understand. Understanding expectations is one tool, not the tool. Sometimes expectations explain the crash. The crowd was wrong and reality punished them. Sometimes loss aversion explains the crash. People couldn't tolerate watching losses. Sometimes reference points explain the crash. People were anchored to outdated prices. Sometimes FOMO explains the boom. People couldn't tolerate missing out. Sometimes it's all of them, operating together, reinforcing each other. Different situations activate different mechanisms. Expectations help sometimes. They let you prepare. They help you see when consensus is extreme. They warn you when everyone believes the same thing. They hurt sometimes. They make you think you can predict. They make you overconfident in forecasts. They trick you into gambling disguised as analysis. Your brain has many biases, many shortcuts, many patterns it falls into. Expectation formation is one tool in that toolkit, a powerful one, a universal one, but not the only one. Understanding expectations means asking, what is the crowd expecting? What happens if they're wrong? Am I prepared for either outcome? Not predicting the future. You can't. No one can. Anyone who says they can is lying or deluded. Preparing for the future, that you can do, that preparation, is the actual skill, the actual edge, the actual advantage. The pattern is knowable. The outcome never is. Prepare, don't predict. Awareness wins.